Wow, it's time.
Oh my lord, what time is it?
It's time for Wrapped. We can't say that, can we?
You can.
I don't know.
Well, you think Spotify owned the term rap?
I don't know who owns what anymore.
That's a wrap.
We took it. It's ours now.
We're wrapping the year up.
Bastards.
2023 Wrapped. Here we go.
Hello and welcome, everybody.
Welcome.
So fucking smooth.
Our special end of year.
Yeah.
What do you call it when you look back on what you've done? Retrospective.
Oh, that's the word.
Yep.
We are the Backwater Bastards.
We are.
Yeah.
And with me, as ever, we have Daniel Matthews, a.k.a. Dr. Z, the Psychic Jellyfish.
Hello, and I am excited to look back over this year and see where we've come from.
And, of course, Taylor, a.k.a. Cleo deCap, the Explosives Experts Bear.
Yeah. Woo.
And leading us through this retrospective view through 2023, we have the nostalgic.
Cornball.
The down memory lane.
The syrupy.
The lonesome.
The drippy.
The homesick.
The like yesterday.
And the sloppy. DM. Dick. Dynamite.
Dynamite. Pew. Pew, pew, pew. Pew. Those were some
Sloppy
great
equals
ones.
nostalgic.
So
Well, it
does,
does say it's a weak match. So look, there is
well,
a
number
self-aware.
one was cornball, which I really liked.
I like it, yeah. How do you like
I
those
could have
words,
used.
Dickie?
We could have probably used the strongest matches: regretful, sentimental, and wistful.
Yeah, but compared to the weak matches, they just didn't have the
the weak matches, just really did it for me. So
yeah, I really liked them.
yeah.
I didn't know that we ranked like synonyms.
Well,
We
no,
do.
Different, like levels of matchiness.
Well,
Tay and I are connoisseurs of thesauruses.
we're like really about this now.
Yeah,
Done it a couple times.
but a few times. Yeah.
You know, so like some stuff has happened.
Oh my
Right?
lord,
2023 has been a year.
we've done a lot. We've seen a lot. We've said a lot. Now we need to remember a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here's a couple things I remember.
You've got a list of our achievements for the year.
I have a list of achievements in a way. So buckle up. If
Strap
you
it.
remember something, just slot it in. All right. We're all on the bus. So we started off this year with went to PAX. That was the first time at an American con.
Holy heck, Taylor represented
yeah.
us at PAX.
Yeah, that happened. And then we were in the Icelandic newspaper.
Oosh.
I know. That's, pretty much, that's about as big as it got. And then
got an
we were
audience of 2
featured.
million.
I know. And we cut it out. It was in the real paper, like paper. We cut that. We
That's
cut that
physical.
right out.
That's prime
is.
real estate.
Do I have 7 copies of it? Yeah,
Maybe.
I do. Whatever. And that's not where it ended, because then we were featured on Pocket Cast, which was exciting.
Oh, yeah.
I know, it's kind of a big deal. And then there was MCM in May, so we went to Comic-Con in London in May.
Comic-Con
Oh, heck, that
number
was a good
one.
time.
That was a
The
really good one.
3 of us got to all hang out together.
Yes, I was there for that one. I've
That
been
was-
missing a lot of cons this year.
Yeah, that was, if you want to see Dick, which who fucking doesn't?
Who doesn't want to see a bit of dick?
Who doesn't want to see him in a day? I mean, well, that was where you could have seen him. And every time you want to see him in the future, you're probably going to have to pay.
Yep.
That's actually true.
He's getting
But
too famous in the music.
He's getting a bit famous, but he was there. And we did like a whole bunch of panels and things. And there's like pictures of it. I don't know. Maybe we'll put that somewhere. And that was when we had our first photo shoot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, spacesuit.
We got to
Yep.
hang out with our friend Oscar and Trevor, who
Yeah.
did a photo shoot for us at the pub Howl at the Moon in London on Hoxton Street.
Yeah.
So
Bless them for letting us do this shit in their pub.
Yeah.
because it was
pictures
something
of us
else.
for years to come.
Yeah, you've seen these because I am putting them everywhere I possibly can, and will
If we're
continue
in
to do so.
spacesuits in a pub, then that's where it came from.
Those were some great spacesuits, man. Those were some great spacesuits. And, the year kind of kept ticking on because then it was awards season. And oh boy, man. First up, we got nominated for 2 Crit Awards. So
Huge.
Boris was the best NPC of all time.
Yes.
And I was nominated for, drumroll, best D&D player, which in itself is a bit of a joke. But
No, it's because you've been doing so many streams over this past year.
yeah, that's the part that I'm leaving out is
I'm pretty sure you played D&D at some point.
I played D&D like 1,000 times this last year, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the big one was with Hamilton, we played Spelljammer, which, kind of is adjacent. But so 2 Crit Awards, which was a new thing. And then we got nominated for 3 possible New Jersey Web Fest awards. So best actual play podcast.
Oh, yes.
And then like standalone audio fiction, what have you. And the big one. We got nominated for an Emmy.
Oh, my Lord. This was such an honor. This was such an achievement. It feels so good to be able to say we are Emmy nominated.
Yes.
Well, up in there with some very intimidating names.
Oh, they were they
big
have
people, actual big people.
Huge followings. So it was crazy cool to see us.
And we were little tiny babies.
Yeah.
So that was terrifying and exciting.
Really fun,
and
really cool.
we're never, ever going to let the world forget it.
Can't.
Any nominated podcast.
Any nominated podcast. That is kind of the pinnacle of everything.
Yeah,
really,
really
I don't know where we're going to go from here. We peaked, so.
Yep. I mean, we could win the awards too, I guess. That's asking a lot.
That's a little crazy, but that's a cool.
They'll allow us in the building to be nominated. I don't think they'll ever allow us on stage to collect an award.
Oh, absolutely not. So yeah, that's these whatever 6 or 7 awards nominations, baby. Have the bastards won anything yet? To date in all 6 years? Absolutely not.
No.
But whatever. Fuck it. We
We're
keep
at the back
on
of the bus.
trucking.
We keep going.
We're still going back through the year. Things have been happening. We, spread those little pictures around. And then guess what? Another con happened. This
Holy
time
heck.
in Iceland. There was Midgard. Went to that with our super cute little baby friends from Blighthouse Studios. So they were there. You may know them from the Lucky Die and Counterspell and all the other cool things that they do. And they were there with us, and it was so nice to finally meet them in real life because they are people that we have known on the internet for 100 years, but we've never actually met them. And some of you listening might be like that too. And hopefully one day we'll get to go to a con where you live so that we can meet you too.
That would be fucking rad.
But the year didn't stop there.
It kept going.
We're like halfway through. And then Backwater Bastards stickers made it all across the world this year. They are in 3 new countries, one of them being Portugal. Watch the heck out. And then it's not over. We went back to MCM for another trip. This was the October Con. And we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 events that weekend. That is a world record for us. We usually max out
That's
at
a lot of
3.
paneling.
That's a lot of paneling, man.
That's a lot of
damage.
That's a lot of damage.
That was a lot of damage.
It was.
We almost died from that, but we survived it. That was such a huge weekend, right?
Ugh.
Because we were in for the first time. That was what, our 3rd time doing MCM, maybe?
Yeah, and they put so much on
I can't
us.
remember. And it was amazing because Critical Role was there. So there were all these tabletop people everywhere, which was like Christmas. It was awesome. And we were in a different spot for the first time.
Yeah.
We were in the middle of everything in this massive tabletop area, which was so fun. And they let us on stage 7 times, which is insane. Every single day we had something.
They might be regretting that now.
Yeah,
No.
maybe.
And if you want to see any footage of this, we made a dang vlog of it.
The first
so you can
bastard
watch
vlog.
A vlog of it.
You can. Dan made an entire vlog of this experience.
We recorded ourselves, and it was a lot of fun. And we're going to do more recordings like this now because
we liked it.
Document the journey that is Backwater Bastards a bit more.
This was definitely the hardest we've ever gone at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Or any con, probably ever.
We're learning and we're adapting.
We went super hard, and we brought the most friends we've ever brought ever to this con. We brought Moonlight Maps, which was like world changing for me because now I'm in love. And then we also
Such
had
cool maps.
Hamilton and Fiona there with What Am I Rolling? DM's Book Club, Hazard Stripes, Bowie's in Spelljammer. Hamilton does like 6,000 things. Fiona does 6,000 things. And
Very
we also,
industrious people.
We had Chloe and Will, a deck of many aces, everything RWD. We had, oh my God, Hem was there too, representing Blighthouse. And we got to like be roommates. Very fun.
Mhm.
And like Willie was there back in his cage doing packets like he is always doing. God bless him. And we had blood capsules. That was an exciting moment.
It feels like just yesterday. Holy heck.
It really does.
Like,
I think because like it absolutely emotionally, physically, and mentally wiped us for the rest of the year.
It did.
Like after October, I broke in half. And I just was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to move ever again. Because
I
guess
felt the
what?
same.
That wasn't it.
We
did
not.
that. And we had about 6.5 minutes to rally before Dragon Meet came up. And
Oh
that was
my
in
Lord.
London also. But brace yourselves for this, people. Was it in East London like we're used to?
No.
It was not. It was in West London, which was a new and
Weird.
terrifying world. And we went, and it was actually really nice to be in a different area because we got to stay in the place that the con was in, which was very luxurious and exciting.
And it was really cool to be able to see a few of you had come to see us at Comic-Con. We're there at Dragon Meet as well, so we got to see a few faces. And this has
Twice.
been one of the cool things
3
about doing all these
Some
cons
of
is
you
being
3
able to
times
start
in 1 year.
recognizing some of you. So that's been really fun. We got to hang out with a few of you, drink
That
with
was
you.
so nice.
It was a one-day event, but heck, it
It felt like it could have been a
took
week.
it out of
and
me as well. That was a busy one.
That was a busy one. And it was crazy too, because like we met a lot of people there that we see at Comic-Con, but we also met a lot of people there that we've never gotten to meet before.
Fellow podcasters.
That we know from the internet,
Yeah.
which was so exciting. Cosmo Punk, just like everybody that I've talked to for years on Twitter, but never actually been in the same room with, which feels crazy. It feels like we know each other, but we don't. And then everybody was there, and it was so nice. We bought some goblins. We got to do some stuff there too. We did like 3 things there. I think me and Dan both played a live game.
Yeah, we did
We played
a
Morkborg
Grinch-
with Hamilton.
A Grinchy Morkborg.
Yeah. So,
Grinchborg.
that happened. And then the year continues. The year trucks on. We also had the most exciting Spotify Wrapped that we've probably ever had.
Really
so
nice.
many of you shared your Wrappeds with us, and that is our super favorite thing to happen at like the end of December. It is so exciting. Oh my glob. We got all these like, oh my God, hold on. Let me look at it really quick. We were the top podcast for 87 actual human beings.
Yeah,
and
that was
probably
really
3
nice.
bots.
That's wild.
Really, really cool to see. And this is just from Spotify as well. So if you're listening on something
Yeah.
else, then like thank you as well. But
Yes.
yeah, top podcast for 87, top 5 for 259, and top 10
Yeah.
for 385. I mean, holy heck. Like
That was exciting.
We're small time, but this makes us feel big time.
We went up 79% this year on followers.
Holy
Kind
heck.
of huge. The army is growing.
Yeah.
And we spent 1 week on a massive supercharge.
This blew my mind. We spent somewhere this year. We were for 1 week at number 20 for podcast charts. I wish we were informed that week because it would have given
That
me
would
the
have been
ego
dope.
the size of Mount Everest. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know
Well,
when
you're
that
not-
happened, but every
Yeah.
now and then we get like a little email from Good Pods that we're like within the top 10 of some category, but I don't know
So-
how these things work. I don't
Yeah.
really know what it means. All I know is
Thank
that
you,
Spotify,
everyone who rates and reviews us on any
Send
of
I
us
these
think it means
pictures.
that a few people all decided to binge us at the exact same time.
Well, thank you to all of them
Fair
because
enough.
holy heck, really, really
Thank
great.
you.
Maybe more than a few. Like a good chunk of people all binged us at the exact same time.
Well,
Maybe a bushel.
A chunk
Is that more than a
of
few?
people.
a bushel chunk, that's them.
I don't know.
Thank you.
I don't know. A whole pizza box.
Ooh.
A whole 6-pack. I don't know. But, that was 1.7 thousand minutes created this year, Yeah, but, Dragon Meat, Spotify Wrapped, we topped off the year with a collab. And it's been a minute since we've done a good since we've been able to do a collab. Because
we're very busy with our own storytelling. But
we sort of live paycheck to paycheck mentally, if you know what I mean. So this was a huge, summoning of effort that took months, actually, behind the scenes. But we were able to do kind of like a switcheroo with the people over at Realms of Peril and Glory.
Traded players?
Player swap. DM swap. I don't know. And it was incredible because we sent me and Dan to go play with them.
Yeah.
And that was how Chicken in the Fog was born. So if you haven't heard it, you can go to their feed and you can listen to that collab. We're playing the same system in both games. You Awaken in a Strange Place. So me and Dan go over there to play with James and Maddie. And then they sent Naomi and Pip to our house to play with me and Dick. And that was how Everybody's Got a Sword was born. Same system, different people, kind of, whatever. And it was the funnest thing ever. And it happens to be, the last episode of this calendar year.
Holy heck. And that's caught us up all the way to right now where we're going to tell you and tell each other our favorite parts of the year.
Oh, yes.
We are
I've been
do
looking
it.
forward to this.
Here we are. Well, it started pretty big, right? Because our first episode of this year was released on my birthday.
So is this one of your favorite moments?
Well, no. I just like that it's on my birthday. But that was the jacket, baby. Season 2.
So basically, we've
35.
started right in the middle of the BJ arc, and we've not really escaped it by the end of the year. We've been telling the same story this year, all year, which
BJing all year.
Well, DM Dick Dynamite, it does seem that you like to have the big bad be someone that we all relate to as being the big bad in real life as well. So it's no dragon, there's no Hydra, there's no deep space monster. It's just a capitalist
It's
old
the
man.
1%, baby.
Yeah.
Boris's dad.
Boris's dad.
What a twist of 2022 that was.
Yeah.
Finding out that Boris came from money.
Yep, Nepo baby.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But that was a big moment. We started off 2023 with a casino heist.
Yeah.
Sort of.
That was
I think
so much fun. It was a lot of fun to be able to do a casino heist and do kind of an Ocean's 11 themed episode type thing. It was really, really
and the
cool.
The sounds so
exactly.
good.
That was fun part for me. It was being able to go through the episodes and through that episode and make it sound the way it did. It was a bit different and a bit unusual, but I liked it.
I was excited to eat at a casino buffet.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we had some unpleasant eating going on.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Trevor.
See, I'm winning. I've got to be a little bit more subtle than...
Trevor, can you look over your shoulder for one moment? We are in the middle of a very serious operation here that involves... How much are you winning?
See, I've tripled the money. I'm
going
all in. I think
Cleo, get in here.
Trevor, come in.
He's here, Cleo.
I'm here. Look, this is going to look a little bit suspicious if I keep talking into my jacket like this.
Trevor, just say the bit about how much money you made again.
I have made 30,000, Cleo.
What? You have to pay all that back.
Well, yes, but I'm gonna go in and I'm going to see if I can double it again. Just one more time. But I'm keeping an eye out. Boris looks fine.
Trevor, don't worry about Boris. We'll look after Boris. All right, you get that money.
All right. Well, I hope nothing happens that we can't.
Oh, we're watching it right now.
He's fine. We've got his shrimp.
We're watching Boris's chat with older Boris right now, and it looks fine. It looks like a good conversation.
It's fine. Nothing's even happening.
Oh, yeah, the old man's smiling.
He looks so jolly. I'm sure all of this will be sorted out before, we'll all be back in mid-space with 30,000 credits.
Don't worry, I'm keeping an eye on you guys, but yeah, I mean, I think the Boris thing has sorted itself out.
Oh, the Boris thing is done. It's in the bag.
We're on a gambling mission now, surely.
Make that money, Trevor.
All right, back to it.
Can you believe how easily this is going, Cleo?
I told you it was going to be fine.
Pass me that shrimp.
No, wait. No. Don't take that many. We got to save him. But yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, one of my favorite moments of the whole year was here right in this very first episode.
Really?
Was it?
It was when you guys old yelled Boris.
Oh, that's not to be talked about.
That might be like, that's the sadist in me, but like,
yeah, it is.
It was so beautiful, and it was brutal, and then like we eventually revealed, like to the audience and to Boris that like, hey, this isn't real, man. This is an act. This had to do this to save you.
Yeah, this was really quite fun as well, like edit-wise, because obviously we had talked about this as like a table chat as you would playing. We're like, okay, let's just keep that bit out and do the reveal at the end for the audience as well. So it was like a nice level up in storytelling and editing as well as actually just having it be a brutal moment in the game.
Did we say old Yeller, or did we say was it what's the name of the fucking Sasquatch?
What?
Yeah, and the guy from Third Rock from the Sun has to tell the Sasquatch to go. It's like,
Harry,
get out of here.
Harry and the Hendersons?
Harry and the Hendersons. Yeah.
That's definitely a deeper cut than Old Yeller, somehow. Yeah. I didn't think there was a deeper cut than Old Yeller, but there is. That's it.
And BJ walks slowly away towards the double doors, leaving all of you a little bewildered, knowing there are still beams trained on you, until the moment BJ vanishes through the doors and they close behind him, and Boris finally drops to the floor and bursts into tears.
Cleo! I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have done it. Winston just be dead. Winston just... You don't know what I've given him.
Cleo's watching him wail on the ground, and she kind of like scans the room a little bit, and she's just like, keep crying, we're through. And she just drops the bags of shrimp, and they spill, all the shrimp and chocolate spill all over the floor, and she just turns and walks out. Come on, Trevor.
Trevor looks at Boris, but then nods at Cleo. So Trevor, with Z riding on his back, starts trudging away from Boris as well. You want I'll just drop you off on the honey boy there, Z.
Are we casually walking away now?
Yeah, just walks over to the honey boy, extending an arm to allow Z to climb back into it.
Thank you, Trevor.
He looks back at Boris again and then...
And Trevor?
Yeah, Z?
If they were put in that position, they would have done the same.
Heck, Z. At least we're all alive, right? The ones who count. And Trevor looks back at Boris again and then follows Cleo out the door, leaving Z to climb back into the honey boy.
Trevor! You need to listen to me. You don't want to be doing anything for my daddy. Even if it seems like it's something innocent. It's what he's up to is can't be good. Why are you all going? I'm sorry, whatever I did, I'm sorry. I can be better. I can be better this time. I didn't mean to get caught. I didn't mean to.
Trevor scurrying out behind Cleo's. Heck, we're taking him with us, right? This is all an act for BJ's sake.
Trevor, keep walking. Eyes ahead. It ain't safe.
I don't like this one bit, Cleo. We should be there for Boris right now more than ever.
We are there for him, Trevor. We're keeping him alive. Now keep your mouth shut and keep walking.
Okay, well, Z's gonna get him out, right? Heck.
It ain't over yet.
I can't lose Boris and all that money on the same day.
Fucking hell.
Trevor!
Stop it.
Trevor, you piece of shit!
But holy hectic, that is a thing. That was really brutal.
I remember worrying that people were going to be mad at me for doing that.
Being so mean.
But that's because
It felt bad.
It felt bad. It felt bad, and we knew
But
what
I
we were
kinda
doing.
loved
and it
We
felt
were
bad.
all like,
Yeah.
we were all quite emotional. I remember,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it was like,
Look,
I
Over
had to
the
do
past
like,
2
you
years,
know,
we've had some crying.
Boris noises
Oh, we've
into the
done a
microphone.
lot of crying over these microphones in the last year, especially when we get to the end, because DM Dick does like to do a heavy end. And
Yeah, he do.
It does make me tear up quite a lot.
Hey, we'll stop crying because you know what? That was not the only thing that happened, okay? We also had the lore dives. That dominated last year. We did a ton of lore dives, which
That
was
so
really
fun.
really fun because
I mean, it's not until I like look back through these episodes I realize how many of those we did and like the interesting things we covered because we haven't been doing them like the latter half of this year, but like we did a ton of them.
yeah, it was a lot of work. Because we don't have to like do a lot of planning or structure on our end. Dick probably has to do some, whatever. But like,
Dick work. That's dick work.
that's dick
nothing.
work. That's just dick work. But me and Dan, we
That's
don't
not- that's
have to
not-
do that.
Yeah.
But for lore dives,
Tan
we
work
did.
is different. Dick work.
Tan work is different.
Yeah.
But like we had to do some tan work to do lore dives because we had to have like a outline to do these so that we like knew what we were going to talk about, and we would go into the Discord to farm questions from all of you.
Link
And you
in the
guys
show
had some
notes if
great
you want to
ones.
join our Discord. If you heard us talking about it before and you still haven't joined, then there'll be a link in the show notes. But the lore dives were excellent, and the
Amazing.
just being able to like flesh out the world a little bit by little is really nice.
I mean, and those moments, I've really liked when we've got something that like there's this sort of existing lore, you know, like we've
Yes.
mentioned it in the episodes before. There's little snippets of it, and like some of it where like I have fleshed things out already in the past. Some of them like years ago, just in case you guys asked, and then you never really did. And then we get to the lore dive, and finally you ask, and I'm like, oh well,
Yeah.
I got something for this.
Yeah.
Well, it's gratifying as hell, that.
Well, that lore dive was about, drumroll, ships.
Oh,
Turns
yes.
out that kind of comes up a lot in space. And that was the fifth one
you
we've
need your
done
vessel.
so far.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
So, first one of 2023
But
was the
Taylor-
fifth lore dive today.
Well, then after that, we went straight into Borigin Part 1, and that was
Yes.
so fun. Taylor and I got to play Pearl and Pachune, two very different characters to anything we've ever done, I
Yeah.
think. And, you know, still very similar as well, I guess. But
I don't know.
they
It was
were
kind of
so
just who we are.
They were so fun to do. And we got to just be little rat bags, little brats. And it was so good.
It's me, Boris. Hello?
Nervously, ducking between two ferns and into the secluded section of the garden.
Pachune, darling, Pachune.
Carol.
I love you,
I love us. I
Those
love
nails.
us.
Where?
These nails.
Where did you get them?
Your nails. Where did
You went to my guy?
I went to your guy.
Oh my!
Because
I've
he's
been keeping
my
that
guy.
secret, Pachune.
He's my guy.
No,
He's been my
no.
guy. He's
No,
been
it's definitely
my
not
guy
your
for
guy.
a really
Pachune
long
is not your
time.
guy. It's not your
He has
Pachune.
been.
No.
You think he's your guy? You
Yeah.
think?
Yeah, that was my guy for like the
Is
last.
that what he told you?
2 weeks.
Is that what he said to you when you asked
Pachune?
him? Did you ask him? Did you ask him?
I'm calling
Did he
him.
tell you?
I'm calling Pachune. Pachune, watch
Call
this.
him right now.
Call him right now.
Call him
Yes.
right now and see who answers the phone. He'll say, "Hello, it's me, Patoon's guy." That's what he'll say.
Right, well, the call's not going through right now because he must be very busy, but
Yeah,
that's
he's
my
busy
guy.
planning my next nails. He's busy planning them right now. Because
Pachune,
it's my guy. He's
Pachune,
been my
this
guy
is getting
forever.
tense. This is getting tense, Pachune. This is getting aggressive, but Pachune, I have to say, I love her. I love you.
I love us.
Fisties.
I mean, I love
Besties.
us, besties.
Yes, but that
do get a manicure. Those nails are...
What?
Yeah. Sorry,
No,
Boris. Sorry that you have to
listen.
see us have this little squabble.
Listen.
But, yeah, Petuni,
I'm so
sorry.
embarrassed that you
Yeah,
have to
well.
see us talk like this to each other because we are supposed to respect and love and like.
Oh,
we're
here we
not
go. Here we
supposed
go,
to
Boris.
do-
Watch this.
We're
Watch
not
this. The
supposed
waterworks.
to do this in
3,
front of other
2.
people. Like,
There we go,
I
Boris.
just,
Yes, Boris.
you've been like acting like this for like 30 minutes, and it's just really ruining. it's
Petuni,
throwing my
I've got something to
whole
say to you.
vibe.
Petunia, listen, darling. Got something to say to you?
What else?
Psych. I was making it up. Your nails look gorgeous, darling. I love them. I'm going to get my own done later on. Petuni, potato, I love them.
Oh my
Besties
God.
for my besties,
Besties.
I
Guys,
love it, Petune. They look so good on you. I'm so glad you went to him.
I know they look good on me.
Yes.
hey guys.
What?
Boris.
What do you want?
Boris, we're kind of like...
We're working through something right now, baby.
Yeah, we're going
Like,
through a bit of a thing, bit of a tiff, bit of a tassel, and I don't want you to like see us at this. This is kind of a low
it's
point
really,
for us.
It's
This
really
is
hard for me to like be like this in front of you, like to like
Yeah.
our family.
You know what,
issues.
Petune? I think we can be professional.
I don't know if we
Okay,
can, but
we can
okay.
do this. Breathe. Hold my hands, darling. Hold my hands. Breathe. I love you. Okay.
I that's that you said to meet you here at this time, and
Ew. Biggest inspo, obviously, Jean Ralphio and Mona Lisa from Parks and Rec.
Yes.
That was how we did this. And also, like, slightly Margot and Elliot from The Magicians, a little bit.
And massive
But-
shout outs to Bodhi, who did the fan art, who we commissioned to do the artwork for
Yes,
those two
for
characters.
Peril and Platoon.
So cool. And then on top of that, every time we do these origins, we give ourselves a little bit of a budget to find like specific music for that origin, so that each origin has its like own sound. And for the Borigin, DM's Dick Dynamite's request was,
Hair
I
mill.
think 90s anime music, I think was the...
and we're going to play some of that right now.
There it is. That is the sound of Boris.
Oh, Saturday's music. Saturday's
I don't know
cartoon music was
why
just,
that was where I went, and I don't know why it's so
I know
appropriate,
exactly
but
why.
somehow it
fits
is.
so good.
It was right. That's
Yeah.
why the universe willed it. And I mean, it's safe to say, I think, that this
maybe it's
was
how
the year
Boris-
of Boris.
Yeah, this is
sees his
definitely the year
story.
of Boris.
Because, I mean, it was actually quite a dark, sad story.
It was.
It really, and it did.
Yeah.
It finally show us exactly what manner of beast BJ is, I think. I think we really got to see.
Well, we got to be introduced to BJ and at the same time realize how terrifying just one old guy can be.
Mm-hmm.
One rich old guy can be real scary.
Yeah.
The way
Yeah.
he was just walking everywhere. And
Very scary.
I mean, at part one of Origins called Falling Bricks, you had a brick get planted into his chest and destroy him.
Didn't love
And
that.
actually, just to jump in here, because of we didn't know this at the time, but obviously DM Dick did. That's when we first get introduced into the nanobots that can actually heal BJ. These nanobots would become important later on with a certain bear being infected with the nanobots. But this is one of the first times where we see it in the story. And so we get to see like some of those nanobots starting to work. And obviously that was maybe a innocent throwaway moment there just to show off the power of BJ, but would become important later on in the year, unbeknownst to us. But yeah, super cool.
But yeah, that was the first time we've did an origin for a character that wasn't one of us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Fucking intimidating for me as well, because not least because I had to do a lot of this.
And a
I
lot
had
of
to
other
talk
voices.
like this for quite a lot of the of all three of the Boris episodes.
Yeah. That's a couple voices for Dick. That's fine. Whatever.
I mean,
He
we could probably
survived.
lump those together. I mean, like, Borigin was a good time, and we made it through, but, ooh.
It was a lot. It was pretty spicy. But you know what? And we say we're a comedy podcast, and obviously we are. We got jokes, but like we hit into some deep shit this year. Almost every episode had like a dark underside.
Yeah.
I'm proud of that.
Oh, me too. I mean,
We have grown emotionally in the past 6 years.
I cried a lot this year after our episods.
Yeah, and not
really
just
intense.
because of late stage capitalism, but also because of
A bit of both. Bit of column A, little column
bit
B.
of both. A little bit of both.
Yeah, I mean,
Shit sandwich.
the final sort of, like, revelation of, like, Boris's origin story of, like, how he's just didn't save anyone. Like, I don't know. It's
That was the darkest
They
origin.
get away, and then you had that moment of the Boris standing on the ship and watching the news come on. Just absolutely devastating.
But we looped it around to hit back to when he actually met Cleo and Z, which I loved because when we met Boris, obviously we didn't know anything.
Any of that.
Yeah, he was having a very bad... It was the anniversary of the time he fucked up.
We met him on
So
a
big.
horrible day.
And-
We walk in as he's watching the news that recounts his dad's heroic, I can't remember the word.
His dad's philanthropic efforts upon the victims of the destroyed ship.
Being praised as a hero, and we know better. And to see all that from Boris's eyes, now that we know Boris, and be taken back to that first day of meeting Boris, it just very, very satisfying, but also
I felt like a
devastating.
time traveler.
Yes.
I felt like Doctor Who.
And as he's sitting around in his small luggage cart, idly waiting for the next traveller important enough or rich enough to get a ride from him, he idly looks up at a projection of a local news channel on one wall, and his face goes very dark.
It was this day 3 years ago where the cruise ship Star Whale experienced a massive catastrophe on its maiden voyage out to the Dias Rim. It was hit by an asteroid, and it took the lives of over 700 people. But we, the people of New Terra, now celebrate this day as it was the last time any type of incident like this occurred to these major vessels, and we have one person to thank for that. One pioneer in the field of shielding technologies, and we have them here via Comcast with us in the network. I bring you the savior of intergalactic space travel, Boriselian Hassel-Williams Jr. Boriselian, welcome to the studio. We're all in your debt. You have made traveling through space not only safe, but also a pleasure.
Please. No thanks are necessary. I did only what anyone else with my good fortune and resources would do after such a tragic catastrophe. I knew that the people of New Terra would not be satisfied until we ensured that something as awful as that asteroid strike would happen again. And so we at Hassel-Williams Industries created the anti-asteroid shielding technology that all of New Terra's spacefaring vessels enjoy to this day. And I would like to take this moment to say that all the profits made from these fields for the remainder of the year will be donated to the families of those who lost loved ones during that unfortunate and inexplicable accident.
Boriselian, it is people like you, leaders in the fields that we hold dear as Terrans, that really give me hope for the future of not just our race and not only our planets, but the Empire. I thank you and all that you have done.
We all must do our part for the Empire.
And as Boris turns in disgust away from the news, away from his father's voice, he hears a pair of new voices rounding the corner, having just made their way through customs, looking and sounding very exhausted.
That was a frog wash. All I want to do is get to the bar I want to eat. some fries. I need a drink. I need to sit down. I just want to be surrounded by my people.
Yes, I'm going to get a few tin tops, and you know what? If we have any difficulty, what?
You're gonna eat. That's what you want, right?
I'm going to eat some sauce. I'm going to eat some sauce. But if we find any difficulty with these custom folks, these bureaucrats, I'm going to... Well, I'm going to...
Kiss my go to hell?
Oh, yes, exactly.
Or theirs. Kiss their go to hell.
Yes.
I'm gonna kiss you. I'm gonna kiss you.
I'm gonna kiss you.
When we find Harry, we are going
I'm gonna kiss him.
Yes. I might kiss him as well.
Yeah.
Reframes everything. Like, you go
It
back and
does.
listen, it's like, God, I know Boris is hurting inside.
Of course, Boris comes with us. Of course, he fucking wants to go on a journey and get out
that's
of there.
what Origins do. That's why we do it like this. We wait, we learn who the character is. Eventually, like a year down the line or more, we get to do the origin because now we know enough about you that we can pack a punch about who you are, why you're here, and what you've done by growing into the story over time.
It's one of my favorite things that we do as a show, and that we do as players at this table. It's origins are just you've heard us gush about them before, but it really is just one of my favorite things.
It's the best. Origin was big. This is the year of the Boris.
Yeah, it was.
You know,
how many characters do we have left to do origins of? That's the real question.
Who are we going to do next? Trevor needs an origin.
Trevor needs one.
Reese could have an origin.
Reese would be great because it's a
Reese origin. I even thought of doing that.
It's like 1,000
but
years
there's
old,
like multiple
back in
Reese
time.
origins that could happen because we could do a literal Reese origin of like, but there's also like a potential other story.
I love it.
About like Reese, Captain Reese. But yeah, so, you know, Boris was happening, but there were also more lore dives. We're talking
love them.
Side characters.
Yep.
And the advent of something a bit new. Cage fights.
The cage fight.
I think our first cage fight might have been at the end of 2022, but most of our cage fights happened...
Boris
this year,
versus
didn't they?
M8 was in 2023, and so was Dietz versus Larky.
Yeah.
Hang on.
And
Was
Bobby versus Keen.
Maybe they were all this year. Good golly.
I think they were.
Yeah.
This is very much a 2023 thing, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Cage fights were a new thing.
Heck yeah.
And I mean, what was more fun than that? We pick two different people, take them right out of canon, and be like, what would happen if they were to unload on each other and make you guys
I really
vote on
enjoyed
it?
going back and like thinking about characters that we haven't really like seen much more of, or like characters that are dead, like Larky, or characters that like Bobby that like has been like a big part of like our sort of like in our mind, like Bobby, he's someone, he's something, we don't really know what, like, and then suddenly we're like, okay, now instantly you have to flesh him out and have him be in a fight. Like,
was really, really fun to do. And
it's a battle royale.
Yeah, exactly. And also from a sound editing point of view, it was just so fun to put that big echo in our voices and have us pretend to be cage fight announcers. It was just so cool. Really, really
I feel like from an editing perspective, the cage fights are maybe one of my favorite things from this year.
Thank you. Yeah, that's so much fun
because they were
to do.
so gorgeous. They had so all the best sounds from a wrestling match.
Yeah.
Were there.
Yeah, that just won the announcing voice, all of us doing it. Just so much fun. A little bit of that hit.
Welcome back to the arena. We've got a great fight for you all tonight. And fighting for the blue team, we have Midspace's favorite big bad bucket of bolts, the princess's own Dietz. And beamed in from the comfort of a command ship, leading legion and fleet in conquest for the Empire, it's Admiral Larky! Who win? Let's get ready to rumble!
Well, the format as well of the fights. Like once we realized that, because I mean, we came into the first one with no plan.
A hope and a dream, and we figured it out.
We had a little bit of a plan.
We had the plan.
I had a plan.
Yeah, exactly. We had the plan, but we didn't have the
We didn't have the structure for the fight, you know?
For the fight, exactly. But for the episode, we had the plan. But how the fight was going to work. But we figured it out. It was really nice. It was really cool. I really, really enjoyed those.
Well,
So
I mean, it was playful, wasn't it? We were playing.
Yeah. It is exactly like playground fighting things.
Yeah,
like,
oh, no, I've got wizard armor, defends me.
You can't do it. Okay, well, then I use my big gun, and it actually has a bullet that punches through wizard armor. Yeah,
and it was fun to get everybody in the Discord involved.
Really, really good time. We'll be doing them again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We got too many
We've got
people
a bunch
that I
of
want to
characters
cage fight.
that we need to. Oh yeah.
So let us join the Discord. Let us know what you'd like
Peril
to
and
see
Pachun
more.
in
Lord
a
of
tag team.
Peril and Pachun would be a tag team. Yes,
A tag team.
Tag team versus who though?
The
I mean, I
Emperor
think you know.
and the and
Deets and
the
Zuzu.
Deets and Zuzu. Yeah. Oh, we're hacked.
Yeah, maybe
No, we
not.
need like
Maybe not.
Or maybe they just count as one.
Okay. Ooh, I like
Them
this.
versus one person. That sort of seems kind of fair.
In the end, every character is a ZO. That's all we know how to do.
No, this is all we know how to do.
all we know how to do.
Did side characters. We did cage fights with Boris and M8, and then we did another lore dive for party rolls, tank damage, and heals. This was just more fun to like explore the mechanics of how we were doing things. But then we jumped over to episode 39 of season 2, the Chaos
Back into
Engine.
main continuity.
_01_final.
Because that's how
Love
you know
that.
it's the final one. It's
That
the
naming
finished one.
convention was on purpose.
Yes. Holy shit, the Chaos Engine. Now, we already know that Boris loves trains and engines. And
Yeah,
so,
we
of
know.
course, now we have the Chaos Engine. And it just reminds me of like Thomas the Tank Engine style naming there. But
There's a lot of engines. I feel like all the sort of
Love an engine.
Borothilium sort of constructions.
Yeah.
The Hasselphilium constructions rather. They've got engine at the end.
It
of
was
them.
terrifying.
Yeah, like the bastards now knowing just how scary BJ is, now knowing just how dangerous the Chaos Engine is. The Borogen really set all that down, straight for everyone, and they ran headfirst into danger to deal with it because ultimately someone's got to.
yeah.
This was the beginning of an entire collection of terrifying inventions.
Yeah.
Because then we had
Because-
the Sky Spider.
Yeah, because the Sky Spider, we had to climb all the way to the top of a building, and then you know what goes up must come down.
Yeah.
And we had
well,
to.
it did.
Cleo had to come up with the Sky Spider to keep us safe. And, well, it saved us from a big fall, and it kept us safe for a little bit.
For a little bit. As much as anything can when you're a hazard. But, I don't know. I just feel like Dick's data collection on what terrifies us has really evolved.
It went from rebar to
the needles.
the needles. Yep. Oh,
Which
yep.
was-
old man chasing us with a needle.
BJ with the needle.
BJ
that was
with the needle.
the worst.
The worst.
And then the West. Peril and Platoon for life. But then
PP for life.
PP forever.
PP forever.
Yeah,
PP.
missiles appearing out of nowhere.
Yeah. The Chaos Engine was terrifying. It would just take bites out of stuff,
Yeah.
drop in a thing,
Yeah.
take a little bite of you.
It was really nice to be able to see, Borogen, Chaos Engine, and then jump forward in time and see a final engine like this after all of those iterative, let's assume, failed attempts to get there. And really, really scary.
And in the hands of someone who doesn't really care about civilian life or anything as well,
Great.
The captain, we
That was terrifying. That was a super
got
scary
to see
episode.
her. I mean, we got to see her as well in the next couple episodes set a trap for the bastards and blow you down into the sewers.
Yeah, what was Lemon
Buried.
Pepper? I'm seeing the title Lemon Pepper.
Yeah.
What did we do in Lemon Pepper?
We just talked about it.
We just talked about it?
That was us trying to find the Chaos Engine.
And Lemon Pepper was just it was just part of the story that we're telling,
That arc was terrifying, though. The Chaos Engine is out in the world, and we got to figure out what to do about it. We got to find it. Where is it? It was like playing Marco Polo with something that could disintegrate your molecules.
But then on top of that, we had drones in the night city just following us everywhere. We had
also terrifying.
We had people on the hunt for us. It was really intense.
But it might have been at its most intense when, you're all just collapsed under a building. We dropped a whole damn building on the bus.
And that is season 2, episode 42, A Distant Toll. Holy
that was terrifying.
Heck.
Was that your scariest episode?
Yeah, this is one I wrote down, Distant Toll, because we rolled badly during this one.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things where, like, the bad rolls like led to such a cool story. Like at the time, it was terrifying and scary to be in this, and it felt very like, oh my god, this is all going to happen.
It did seem like we were going to end up killing Z.
Didn't it?
I mean,
like Boris lost an arm as well.
Oh yeah, we almost.
That was
Boris,
awful.
You know, it was just.
I
all
thought
of the
we were
stuff.
going to kill Boris in that episode, and I was terrified. I remember threatening Dick during it, like, Dick, you cannot kill Boris, and he was just like, yes, I can.
But we rolled badly during this.
I don't know, it felt like it was going to be the sort of situation where the dice rolls would be so bad that like Dan would be given the choice of Boris or him.
It did feel like this.
It was close to being something like that. I really think like
oh my God.
one more shit roll in the wrong place would have done.
It was close for a long
something
time.
like that. Or, I mean, we could have just lost Boris with Dan having no chance of saving as well, which would have been even more brutal somehow.
I mean, the way it ended up working out was like just so cool. Just, listening back to it, I was like, holy heck. But I remember just being in the moment thinking, fuck, trying to figure out like, what's the best optimal decision to do here? And it was like, okay, well, it became a little bit of a trying to outsmart the DM a little bit, because I remember thinking, if I use all my energy on trying to reach out to Cleo or to try do something, is Dick going to, in the next scene, tell me, you've run out of energy then, so now this can happen? So it was like
as before.
Exactly. So there was like every moment was like, okay, leave a little bit of energy, or don't overstretch, don't push it, just do it a little bit.
But also don't talk about it too much because he'll catch on.
Exactly. And so it was so much fun. But it was like a real tense moment.
We have to start getting really covert when it gets serious like this, because we are still playing a game.
You know what, Taylor? We should actually just have a separate channel that we chat in.
We have
Why
to
have we never done that?
We have. Well, sometimes we do when we're colluding.
We should do it more often. We should
remember
collude
when
more
we
often.
colluded. Remember when we colluded intensely about the rats?
Yeah, and then Dick
we
punished
planned
us.
in advance.
Yeah, but then he punished us later on.
He did. He punished us for that.
Started wearing the turtleneck more often.
Yeah.
He doesn't like us colludeling.
Well, we did it once, and
we colluded.
You know, about as good as we could, but
yeah, the distant toll, again, from the sound design aspect, it was so much fun to do. The sound of rocks just crumbling around, things getting tighter, the claustrophobic nature of everything.
I mean, real claustrophobic episode too. Like it felt.
Yeah.
Probably saved them both.
Boris, you just need to work with it. It kind of knows.
And as Z carves out that little space and hops into the shelf, the dry, dusty dirt sticking to his exposed jellyfish body.
Fuck, this is not going to be
good. As the rest of the honey boy creates a space around Trevor's head, and you hear coughing, spluttering. As dust is coming out of him, he's still not entirely conscious. Your telepathic reach can tell that much, but he is breathing again. As Z begins to dry out.
Well, gonna start, don't know how long I can keep this up, but, Boris, you let Trevor know he still owes me 30 grand. Maybe double it.
See if I can get to my tool.
Boris, don't move.
I'm gonna get my tools and I will save Trevor.
I'm rolling a strength roll for Boris here.
Fuck.
Oh my god.
Shit.
No.
That's a -2.
No.
Boris is moving about under the rubble, trying to get to his tool belt. And he moves one of the wrong pieces of rubble as a large chunk of concrete collapses in on his arm, snapping the bones.
Oh, fuck.
Taking
It's not my little child, Boris.
5 points of damage.
Fucking hell.
Okay.
And then we get to change scenes.
Oh, and the sounds of like Cleo bloody drowning,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
which I
Treading
think
water.
was actually just Tay drowning.
But then we got to see, or hear rather, Cleo have this transformation moment, and it was so anime. It was so cool. This moment of like Cleo powering up.
I love an anime
Super
power up.
Saiyaning, and just being able to come and save the day when all hope was lost. It was just and from like again the audio way of it just sinking into water and then poof, and then that ball of water just blowing outward and that was just so much fun to do.
And this time, the Eep that comes forth isn't just a giggling, youthful creature. It is also rage. It is also a tsunami of tough muscle and fur and fangs. Because Eep isn't just the mushroom planted inside Cleo's brain, the sliver, but Eep is also the primal Ursine that has been crushed beneath her own brain all this time. Fused with that mushroom to become something new, something both childlike and innocent and rage-filled and powerful. And that Eep reaches out. And as Cleo sinks into the water, into the darkness, the green light slowly builds in the tunnel. Eep reaches out, thinking green thoughts, but not calm ones. A bestial roar of green out into the entirety of that space. Meanwhile, Z is stretched thin, stretched to his limits, keeping the other two safe. Just at this point, hoping that Cleo has any idea what she's doing. And Boris is in a bad way, even from this point where Z can't confirm too much about him. You can tell that his brain is growing weak. And he himself is dry, raspy, in a lot of pain now just from just sitting exposed in all this dried dust. It's all feeling pretty hopeless. And then from above, he hears a rumbling and feels vibrations. As though the building on top of them is settling further, threatening to crush them further with even more huge rocks and chunks. It's that final moment where he's done all that he can and he can't protect the others any more than he is right now. Certainly can't protect them from more of the building coming down on top of them. And the rumbling gets louder. And Z can only lay there calmly and wait. And then there is a brilliant green. As the rocks above him, the rubble lifts up in one great moment, pulling itself up, an entire building's worth of rock and rubble being held up by an unseen force as Z, uncovered, can see now Boris and Trevor laying there on the ground, no longer in any need of the honey boy, as Cleo in the back passenger seat being driven by Eep levitates up from below, out of the water, coming up through the hole, glowing green eyes. And there's a rippling in the air as a sphere of rubble opens up around you. The entity, the green, making its presence felt within you all as it holds the building up off you, giving the four of you space to move, space to breathe, space to maybe save Boris. And as Eep lands down, both feet on the ground, Cleo's eyes stop glowing.
I love those moments.
Yeah.
Because you don't always get to feel powerful in your life.
Yeah.
But when you play a game, every now and then you get to absolutely max it out.
Yeah.
That feels so good.
So dang good. And then obviously we have these intense moments. And then Boris lost his arm.
Yeah, whoops.
Treated it kind of like not a big deal.
I think everybody else was more affected by that than him.
Yeah.
I was absolutely disgusted and mortified.
Because we came out of A Distant Toll after all of that, and we went into what I've written down as one of my favorite episodes of the year, Sewer Water. Episode 43, Season 2, Sewer Water. Now, this was so much fun. It was our trip to the beach. It was our relaxing day in the, and it was the treat after the pain, and it was so fun. We got to have a little montage moment of us all playing in the water and splashing Trevor with sewer water. There were dead bodies everywhere. Boris almost got an infection in his arm because he kept putting it in the water. Silly boy.
What a great place to be after like a traumatic loss of limb.
It was so much fun. We really went from like high stakes, terrible, like think about everything to relaxing
going to the
beach moment.
All right, so Cleo, you know when I said, am I really going to make this comparison? So a beach looks a little bit like this, but much nicer, with sand and fresh water.
Oh, hey!
Salt water, really, but...
Is that a beach?
Well, I really meant to say that it's just quite a bit like a beach.
A beach?
Dang. This is a beach.
This is what the beach in New Terra look like, sort of.
A beach!
Guys, this isn't really what I meant. Like, there's
Right, so
waves.
What do we do? Do we just, we do party poses over here, or how's it done?
Well, what I always like to do is I would lounge in the sun for a while on the sand and, sort of watch the water until I was, content that I was hot enough that maybe I'd go into the water and cool off a little bit. I mean, we're starting in the water, so that kind of puts that a bit backwards.
Alright, Boris, you're going to lie down here. I'm down. Clear.
My younger cousins, we would like to build sand castles, we would call them.
What?
A little thing that we came up with.
We gotta do it all. We're at the beach.
Glob dang it, we're at the beach.
The sun is out.
Feel that radiation burn.
I got snacks in my bag.
Oh, if you've got snacks, we really should at least have a little rest. We've been swimming for a long time.
Yeah, they're damp. They are snacks.
Beggars can't be choosers.
They cannot.
Well, if we might be facing the captain out there, we do need to get our strength back.
I would say.
Look, we almost bloody perished back there. I guess this might be the last moment we get before, we might perish.
Oh, heck. Okay, yes, Cleo, you know what? This is a beach. This has got everything it needs.
I knew it. We are at the beach.
All right, Boris, so, the skull makes it a little bit macabre, but yeah, this is basically a sandcastle.
That is brilliant. Wait, are all those little teeth people?
Yeah, there's the people inside the castle.
Oh, there they are, having a party.
Look at the swimming I'm doing here. Wait, I shouldn't have got the water in my mouth.
Yeah.
Still?
Just choke it. Yeah, just choke it down. Just choke it down.
I'm coming back in.
The water's fine. Choke it down.
Swimming at this beach was a bad idea.
Dirt don't hurt. Dirt don't hurt.
Well, yeah. Alright, Boris, you get on my shoulders, okay? And,
yeah. Alright, Trevor, get up here. Trevor.
Okay, Cleo.
Trevor.
Okay. Whoa.
Trevor.
Right.
Yeah.
So how do we do this again? We just...
Stop wiggling.
We're gonna get you, Trevor.
Trevor, just Get your blaster out.
Wait.
He's already got a 100 arm. I can't shoot him.
Oh, don't worry about it, because I've got all these arms with energy blades.
Maybe I will get the blaster.
Oh, I got something for you. Hold on.
Oh no. Was that a bomb? Okay, Boris, we're backing out.
It makes a tsunami.
Just a second, Cleo. That's.
Oh, look at that wave. Now there's waves.
Yeah, but I fell off as well. That means we didn't win.
Oh, heck.
Scene change, but instead of skipping stones, we're skipping bombs across the water.
Oh, look at this one. Look at this. Look at it go.
That is a good
Oh, that's
one.
pretty good, Cleo. Oh, whoa. Okay, I thought you were making them kind of small bangs, but
Well, you
okay,
gotta
I've
try
gotta make
everything.
sure that.
You gotta try everything.
So I've got to
once.
make sure that I do skim this one far enough away from us. Okay.
Yeah, get that
okay,
out
no
there.
pressure.
Get
no
that
pressure.
far
All right.
out.
Pull the pin this time, Trevor.
Oh heck.
Now you're gonna have to go out there and get that. Because that was good.
Oh.
All right. Just throw it to the side. Almost.
Wow. Hexy.
You think he's gonna find that?
No chance. He'll find another skeleton.
No, he's not gonna find. Yep.
Ah, heck, there's another one.
Yep. Keep looking. All right, now y'all gather around because hold on, I'm getting out the snap. Now, yeah, everybody, hold on, let me put my rag down.
It all looks pretty wet.
Well, yeah, but it's also old. So now here's fried tentacle.
Right.
Yep,
Brilliant.
yeah, we got some of those. We got half a sassy mama cola. I still got shrimp from the casino.
Oh, that chocolate shrimp?
Yeah.
That can't possibly be any good anymore.
Nah, these are great.
Says the guy who's been drinking corpse water.
Probably the only reason I can't smell Cleo's shrimp.
Yeah, because of that. Well, here's a couple pancakes. This one's torn up, but you know, I get one out every now and then. And I got here's a tomato.
Right. It's a lovely little picnic.
All right, let's just make some room here.
Eat up, eat up. Before I did.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Actually,
Heck, that's a point.
Yeah, go quick.
Oh, don't eat that. That's napalm.
Oh, heck.
Yeah, put that back. I'll wrap that up. That's real orange, though, ain't it? That's great. Looks good.
Hello, everybody. I'm BJ. Look at me. I'm so skinny.
Skeleton looks like Daddy.
Oh, Trevor, look at you overcoming your fears.
Oh, he's done it. Oh. Now if you could just get better at swimming.
If only he could.
Uh-oh, I'm coming to get you. Oh, there goes my head. And so after a lovely family day at the beach,
Oh, so cute.
the bastards are rested from their ordeal.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We kind of earned it.
Yeah, I think so.
Because-
Yes.
Like, no small thing,
No.
but a distant toll was a party split.
Yeah.
I mean,
And that's important to think about because it goes to show that we did something that really hurt us and scared us and we liked it. So we brought that back later.
Yeah.
But, you know, we did have to have a treat because that's the formula, right?
Silverwater is, I don't know, it's the perfect, example of like how we have these little sort of like mundane slice of life episodes, and they're always like they're never big, you know, like one of them is just like, going to the shitty pub after making it through customs at the airport.
Going to the Greasy Spoon.
Or
This is the
going to a
shit that
Greasy
saves
Spoon
your life.
and
These are the checkpoints.
eating the biggest,
being on the
biggest
taxi
thing on
with
the
Parter
menu.
ended up being
Yeah.
a similar type of a vibe where it was
Buying hats at the shop.
just yes.
Beach trip you've ever done, you know, like
Yeah.
literally, it's not a proper beach. It's a horrible little bit of dirt by the water, but goddamn if we're
But
going to have a
that's
good
all
time.
there
with it.
is sometimes.
That was so
And damn
good.
it, you gotta dig in.
Yeah.
You got to. That's all that keeps us alive.
But I will say, usually we do these heavy moments followed by a nice moment, and then it gently ramps up, which has been the way we had done it in the past. Not that it was planned or anything. No. It's the way it had happened in other episodes, just naturally by playing. But this one, we went out of the frying pan into a little bit of relaxing and then straight back into the dang fire, because then we went into the episode No Way Home, season 2, episode 44, No Way Home. We were straight back in it.
Surprise!
I mean, you were in the middle of basically a war for mid-space.
I guess.
I mean, everything's blowing up.
Yeah.
But this is where...
And realistically, there's no way the bastard's base was not going to get bombed.
Well, it had been broadcasted everywhere, but this was terrifying because we knew from the origin and we knew from our first interactions with the Chaos Engine what it was now capable of. But this was the episode where we were running away from an invisible wall of pop. And again, very, very fun to sound design, but... another terrifying moment where you've just made something feel terrifying, Dickie. Really well done. Like, really nice.
And it's, it's like a real... you get hit by that. That will take a character out in one go, potentially, as Z is now floating up near the ceiling of the tunnel, scanning around with a flashlight. And as he looks back, he doesn't see a drone, but he does see something much more horrifying.
Oh, what?
As bite after bite starts chopping out of the ceiling, out of the walls, out of the floors.
Fuck.
Even see strange phenomena as though a chunk of the air in front of your head vanishes, and then the vacuum instantly fills in. As though even empty air is being teleported away from you by the Chaos Engine. Rubble falling, chunks just popping out.
I'll message Trevor. Trevor, just hurry Boris along there. No need to panic, everyone, but the world behind you is being devoured and you need to get ahead of it quickly.
Okay, all right, Boris. Can't you move any? You're walking. Yeah, like that. Do the ape thing with your one hand, one arm down. That's better. All right, he's going faster.
Yeah, don't look back.
Heck, Z, be careful.
So as Z looks back, the tunnel being disintegrated behind him as he tries to keep ahead of the Chaos Engine chunks being bitten out of the environment, potentially coming directly for him. Cleo, on the other hand, is well ahead, broken into a sprint and then slowing down as she starts to approach the location where Jordan is. You start hearing cries echoing around the corners in the sewer.
Jordan, is that you? Jordan, oh no! I'm gonna dig you out.
You hear wild flapping.
Or at least half of you.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
But we had to like try and get there in time to save Reese. It failed. We had to try and get there to save Jordan. That was like,
and that was our super secret hideout. Like that was the only home we've ever had outside of Reese.
We went shopping to make our home nice.
We bought AstroTurf. We paid for it.
We paid for it. We've built it from nothing.
And we didn't even have to.
And we had to see it get destroyed. Actually, a brutal moment, but one of many consecutive brutal moments that DM Dick. This was the year DM Dick Dynamite wore his turtleneck. He was showing up.
I did wear my turtleneck. I think every time we recorded, more or less.
You were
Dick
showing up to
wore the turtleneck all year.
Exactly. We joked many times that he needs to get it tattooed on his neck because it did not.
That
come
is
off.
the tattoo. I think that's the tattoo. Is the turtleneck.
I'm just wearing an ordinary little sort of woolen.
Okay, well, don't try and scare us
today. Yeah,
don't try and scare us.
No turtleneck at all.
You're not wearing a turtleneck
He's probably
today,
wearing
right?
one around his pants.
No, you never know because he'll tuck the turtleneck in just to trick us out.
I know.
And then we'll be kind of like we'll be playing, and he'll slowly unravel it and show it, and we'll be like, shit, it's too late.
It's too late to apologize. It's too late.
But I'm just realizing now, like,
Harmonize.
I mean, at this point, running away from the Chaos Engine and Z eventually getting snatched up onto the command ship from this is literally the last time Z and Cleo saw one another.
Oh, when you say it like that.
Oh my dick.
And it was all the way back in
That's so
July?
sad. We
That's
went from
awful.
sewer water to this. It's just rude. It's just rude that you did this.
So the party
is rude.
has been split for half of this year.
Oh my God.
Bloody heck. Well, look, we're trying our best. But I mean, this was the
You're
thing.
right.
Like, this was the thing. It was another dice roll thing. And I did not see it coming. But
The
then,
dice be beating our asses.
But yeah, I just,
Oh, it was an enforced cliffhanger, wasn't it? Like I rolled it and I was like, okay, well, anything to the left or the right of that, we probably would have killed him. Anything sort of further extreme, it just would have been like, what, another chunk of ground goes up. But the way the dice rolled is like, well, okay, the Chaos Engine it's got him.
yeah.
It's snatched him up in one tidy piece.
Yeah. Bloody heck.
That was a spicy and horrible moment.
Yeah.
And kind of enforced what the plot would be going forward. Because we're like, okay, well, if Z has been captured, we got to rescue Z.
Yeah. Yeah. It chucked it all on railroads for you a
Hope
little
y'all
bit, maybe.
enjoyed that beach moment.
Exactly. That
'Cause that was
last
it.
fun moment.
That was the last treat. There were not a lot of treats this year
No, we've not had
because
a
of
treat
how
set.
much, because of how long we got ripped.
We deserve a treat.
We deserve a lot
I'm
of
gonna
treats,
fucking
is what I'm
enforce a
saying.
treat
2024
episode soon.
is not only is this going to be the year of the
we don't get a
bastard again, it's going to be
Yeah.
the year of the treat.
If we don't get a
There
treat
was-
episode before February, I'm going to kick off.
I'm going to kick off. I'm kicking off in a couple minutes.
So
probably.
actually, like the reuniting of the whole team back together, does that need to go straight into treat episode?
What do you think?
Yeah, don't ask dumb
Are
questions.
we too damaged to immediately have a treat after this?
Our characters are going to be like, look, I like you, but I need a...
I'm very sad.
I need a nap.
I thought you were dead.
And like, I think it's going to be like what, like refueling at a gas station. That's the
It
treat
is.
episode.
Oh,
Well, look,
don't say
let's not
anymore.
get
This is
too
the
deep
Bodie
into
gas
it.
station
The
episode.
Bodie gas station. Yeah, I can't release that into the, because then they'll
I
be like,
just
plan.
want to say that we have an idea of what the treat is going to be,
Yeah, and we have...
and
we
you are
have-
going to like
yeah.
it.
Yeah, we know what we want at the treat to be. So,
We already know what we want.
yeah.
We have a list.
Well, we'll see. We'll see
No,
if we're in position to give it
Taylor
to
and
you.
I are
Have a
going to
list.
collude.
we colluded already. It's done.
Okay, we're colluded already, and we're going to collude again.
We're doing E
Because
ESPN.
guess what you're going to do? You're going to go, which way do you want the ship to go? And we know.
We know.
We know which way the ship's going.
We know where it is.
I mean, fair, you're back out in space.
And we know
Well, we're not yet.
about that. Or we will.
We're going to try our best.
We're going to get there.
Ain't nothing going to keep us apart. Peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter jelly. Hey, but you know
So
what?
anyway, I
It's
mean,
not just about
we-
our treats.
No?
It's about treats for you too. This year we dropped 2 sidearm offcuts for public consumption. And that does not happen all the time because those are patrons only.
That was a lot of fun. To,
But we eked them out.
Yeah, our little offcuts. I
Yeah.
hope you liked them.
Offcuts are my favorite of the
Oh, yeah,
sidearms.
I mean, you can toil away at an episode for hours and make the perfect fucking thing, and still the offcuts are better.
Offcuts. I love.
fair.
Okay, but listen, I'm so sorry, but I live and die for offcuts. They are my favorite. I'm so sorry.
No, I love them as well.
When you say that you're like dropping an offcuts, I wait.
Oh, yeah.
I wait and
I know.
I key it up. I immediately listen to it on the bus and
No,
I
it is-
sit
it is
there
very
and
true
I
because-
laugh at the same time as me in the recording
Yeah.
to my own joke and laugh to myself on the bus like a maniac.
It is very
Oh,
true because
that's,
I'll release a
Laughception.
normal episode, like a main episode, and within a day or day and a half, both of you will get back to me with your thoughts and feelings, and usually it's very nice things. But if it's an offcut, it's like half an hour later, you're like,
This is so good. Okay, but like to be fair, the offcuts are like 25 minutes.
oh, it's also a lot less.
And then the like
brain power.
episodes, like, because
Yeah.
I listen on the bus. And so that means that I have like 15 minutes tops to listen. And so it takes me like a week to get through
No,
an
no
episode.
judgment at all. It's just I just love it. I'll like
But
put
it's
the,
true, though.
the
It's
offcut
true.
out, and I'm like, okay, half an
You
hour,
put
start the
those-
timer.
You put those offcuts out and it's like chum in the water.
Oh yeah,
The piranhas be out.
they come
Offcuts
and
is
they start.
my
They
favorite.
start eating.
And
So
they
we
don't
did
have to make
these-
sense.
We did those, and then we had the final 2 main episodes of the year. Episode 46, The Chaos and the Captain, and 47 as above, so below.
Yeah.
I'm just lumping these together because I'm trying to remember everything that happened.
I mean, they're kind of just one story. Like those two, they just jam straight together.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got Marcus's heroic sacrifice to take out
that
the Boris,
was brutal.
take out the Chaos Engine for Boris.
Boris's
At the exact
story
moment
continues to
that
beat our
Boris-
asses.
That Boris realized that Marcus was the only half decent father figure in his life.
line, as it were, to not just pass the thoughts, but also the feelings behind those thoughts for a brief moment and focus on portraying exactly how Marcus feels to Boris and a bit the other way.
Marcus, I forgive you. I do forgive you. Don't worry, you were there for me.
And you see memories rising up in Boris's head. Sure, Marcus let him down at the end there, but Boris has a lot of good memories too. Building a model antique war-era starship that flew around the room, which BJ flatly ignored and refused to look at, despite Boris building this at the age of 5. Oh, shit. But Marcus congratulated him on a job well done. Years later, Boris accepted at a very young age into such a prestigious university. BJ nodding, saying, "Well, of course, you are my son. You were guaranteed this position, you fool." Marcus patted him on the shoulder, saying barely anything, but imparting that look of like, "Don't worry, Boris. We both know that you earned this."
Oh my God.
As Boris realizes that growing up, perhaps Marcus was the only father figure he had, and sure, he wasn't perfect, but he was a heck of a lot better than his biological father.
Oh.
And as he's looking, tearful eyes over at Marcus, as Marcus comes into vision out of the stealth generator, you see he is already atop the Chaos Engine. One cat paw coming down towards the red button.
There's no time left.
Oh.
Get out of here, boy. You did good.
And he starts deliberately pushing the button down as Boris gasps like,
Goodbye, Marcus.
and runs out the door, picking up Z and running down the hallway as Marcus pushes the button. And behind you, there's blue flashes of energy. There's a horrible, tearing, cracking, droning sound as Boris doesn't dare look back, sprinting down the hallway, carrying Dr. Z.
We've got to get out of this. There's probably going to be some sort of chain reaction. There's no way this command ship is going to survive much longer. I'll get Cleo and Trevor on my communicator.
Shit.
Oh, heck. Comms are down, Z. Change the plans. It doesn't matter. Zuzu and Deets will get them out safe. They are right there by the ship. They will get out.
Shit.
Oh, heck, they're going to be worried about us. We can't think about that. We've just got to go. I'm going to get us to the ship. I'll get us out of here. Heck, Cleo. Just get out of here. We're fine.
Still a bastard.
big deal.
But the best that
Oh,
he had.
he wasn't good, yeah.
But he was all
better than
that
a
Boris
legitimate
had.
psychopath.
Yeah. I may not
That
be your
is-
father,
But I'm your daddy. It was very much that moment
Yeah.
for me.
Don't let them know how much we steal from James Gunn.
Well, maybe they. No. So,
All right. That was a big moment.
Yeah.
The people in
And-
your life might not be perfect, but sometimes that's all you got.
But holy heck, we were so close to each other on the ship, and we just could not
And yet
manage
so
to
far.
get it to connect.
Well, I mean, you were. I mean, like Z was literally like locked up. Boris was needing to get rid of the Chaos Engine. Like finally end this. Horror in his life. Cleo was just trapped dealing with the captain.
Yeah.
Because we had to have like an epic boss fight.
Well, and again, not to to go back. So this is these episodes where we saw that the captain was stitching themselves back together after being incredibly damaged.
A little bit of BJ tech,
with the black goo that was inside the captain.
BJ's buddy, the captain.
Yeah, so the captain actually does a throwback and says, "I've got tech from BJ, whatnot," and then we see it as she gets stitched back together.
So the captain decked out with Hasselfillium's tech. She could walk on walls, she could phase through things. Notably, she was seemingly near immortal with her body stitching itself back together.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I mean, Cleo found a way. She did have Dietz and Princess Zuzu along for the ride, which maybe
and then also
made it more achievable.
Not seen Trevor or Cleo for a while, but I've also not seen the Honey Boy since this. Like that was the last time I saw the Honey Boy as well. I've been raw dogging it.
Yeah,
I mean, Honey Boy and Jordan, tucked away on Zuzu's little ship.
So
Indeed.
So Z failed many roles trying to be a dangerous
whole
jellyfish, but I failed so many roles. I don't think I did anything successful that whole fight. It was a cat that managed to fight off the scientist, and I just tried my best to get in the way.
That was about it.
But I mean,
you couldn't even reach
he
a
did
switch.
escape. I mean, Z got out. Somehow or other, Z and Boris got out of there. Trevor managed to get out of there. Cleo didn't quite get out of there.
Yeah. Boris also had the new arm being introduced. So we had Boris starting to really become a bit more of a tanky fella. Are we seeing our characters become switching it up a little bit in the party makeup to refer to the lore dive that we did earlier in the year? Party roles, tank, damage, and heals? Potentially. And then we had the fade out music of season 2.
We blew it all up.
Blew it
with
all
the party well and truly separated.
I'm sure you were very pleased with yourself, DM Dick Dynamite.
I was very pleased with myself. I mean, I wanted to end the season with the party broken up, with everybody having to leave mid-space, with with a bit of space around it, with a bit of let's have some time pass.
Yeah.
These people really are hurting. And I guess that's when we go and get into the short stories, isn't it?
Well, let's just have a moment of silence for season 2 of the show. Because this season started in June of 2021.
Oh, wow.
That's how long season 2 has been alive. That's when the butter knife came out. And
Dang,
I mean,
it's a long time.
This has been...
I mean, we take our time.
This has been a saga.
About 50 episodes.
And we finally started to feel it. It was like, the end, a natural end for this storyline is coming. And I mean, season 2 saw so many things. I mean, it saw us visiting, we got through the Zarg Moon territory and we visited Wraith Space and we met Keen and we met Parter and we just... Bobby, oh my God, hot shrimp.
Shrimp.
We might have.
I mean, I think it was the mid-space season, wasn't it? You guys.
It was.
Made a name for yourselves in mid-space, built a home for yourselves in mid-space, made powerful friends in mid-space, and then mid-space got fucked up and you had to leave.
Yeah.
And then this is how, when we came away from the table, after what we decided would be the end of season 2, and we thought about, let's call that a season, and let's go into season 3. We love the origins, and we love doing cold opens, and we love audio dramas and this type of thing. And so we wanted to push ourselves as creators here and see what else can we do, taking those things we love. And so we all agreed, let's tell more stories about everyone else that's in this universe and in this world. And, we collectively came up with the short stories.
Or bridging that gap as well, because I sort of realized that there was a lot of stuff that, table talk as well. I told you guys, I think things like what was going on with the evacuation and so on, what's happening downtown mid-space that you guys aren't seeing. Some of that we did kind of touch in while we were playing it, but it was this is irrelevant information. The characters don't have this; it's not part of the game. So how do we tell that story? And coming back and telling it just as a straight story after the fact was great fun.
so much fun. Again, being able to do the sound design and kind of that storytelling element in these episodes was just so much fun. It was really cinematic what we managed to do there. No intros, no outros, just straight in, straight out, with us just doing our best to portray the characters and the situation and environment. Just with audio medium was like such a challenge, but so much fun. Some of the best things.
I'm super proud of these things. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Because I mean, like, season 2 is where we started to do cold opens.
Yes. Yeah.
And this is a thing, like, for me, like, doing cold opens, I think, changed how we think as
100%.
Storytellers.
Yeah.
Like, it pushed us to be more visual. It pushed us to be faster. It pushed us to build a scene quickly or create context really fast.
Yeah, big agree.
And we did it, and we did it, and we did it, and we did it, and then we started to, like, evolve it, and we started to do those, like, post-credit.
Yeah.
Cold closes.
Love the post credits, the cold close.
I love
That's so
that.
good. Love them.
And then this felt like the natural evolution to be like, well, what if we just did a whole episode like that?
Yeah.
Can we do it? Because it's really hard.
That was the
You
thing.
can't-
We needed to test ourselves. This was us testing ourselves as well as making something really cool of, can we do this? Like, we feel like we can. Let's prove to ourselves that we can. And I think we did. I love them. I'm ashamed to say how many times I've listened to these as like one of the people making
they're
it.
very
I've listened to them
digestible.
again and again and again.
It was so hard because usually we can like have an out of character moment where we talk about what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Because when we're playing the game, you can say, well, I mean, I'm going to go over there and open the door. But you can't
or
say
even just
that in
like
this.
a narration moment where I say, like, the results of your dice roll. Like, you rolled this, you tried to do this, so
describe
now I'm
a
going to give you
scene
the
as well.
action.
Couldn't do any of that. How do
The
you
fact that we
talk
did it
about
as
what's going
pure,
on without that?
Pure audio drama, without narration.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a decision we made, wasn't it? And
But we
And
still
the evacuation
didn't script them.
Yeah, still not scripted. We still
These
live,
are fully improvised.
still improv'd it. And like, again, I think it was so nice to be able to test ourselves. And I love that we could prove to ourselves that we can do it because it just felt great. And I love them. But yeah, we
were sort of getting into like our favorite moments in the year. We sort of we've been bringing them up, haven't we? Second one of these short stories is hands down like you two.
The Queen.
The Queen and Bibbers.
Oh,
Zoo and Bibbers. The most horrible villains in the entire... Like, honestly, I think they are more gross than BJ somehow.
The Lady Zuzu, daughter of Queen Azu, has come before us once again. While absent for many cycles, wandering far beyond the colonies, she now seeks to rejoin the court that raised her, no doubt. She has tales to tell of the outer scars and lessons hard learned in the void. We cannot know the trials she's endured or the insights gained. Yet she stands here still, a child of the royal bloodline. Welcome back, Zuzu, a princess to her people. And time will reveal what future role will be held. And all gathered faithful and pure, presenting Queen Azu, the firstborn of the great Queen Aurora, warlord of Wraithmoon, mother of the Golden Clutch, and dread lady of
Oh, Bibbers! Leave it! Zuzu, my baby! It has been so long, but here I am, and we've pulled in at the right time.
my queen.
Bibbers!
Right.
A moment! Prince, look around. You have gotten yourself into a bit of trouble. Oh, but it's fine. We're here. We're just, you know, in this... Bibbers,
My bad,
please.
you've made your point. However, I think it is time we discuss your exit strategy.
Oh, Bibbers, do you hear it? Do you hear it, Bibbers? Exit strategy, Zuzu. You've gotten sentimental in your old age.
We brought you in to save...
Zuzu, she's come to do it. She's come to claim her throne.
It sounds like fate is called.
It does. Oh, it does. And finally, oh, your poor mother. I've been waiting just for you to come around. And they said, oh, that she will.
Bibbers was disgusting. The Queen as well. I mean, so when we're sitting down and we're making the Queen episode, the second of our short stories, you know, that's when we're also deciding and we're world building the Wraith monarchy and how the Wraith peoples live a little bit inside those halls and chambers. And as we were going through, we were discovering, you know, the customs of how this court would work at the same time as we were improvising it. And, you know, deciding that Bibbers wanted to die and actually, like, longed for it. Then deciding that the Queen actually wants to be killed by her daughter to, you know, to ascend the throne. Like, all of these little things were just so rich and so cool to discover at the same time as we were saying them.
Like, I knew functionally that's how Wraith Monarchy works, but I didn't know sort of the feel of it, you know, sort of the aesthetic of what that looks like or what that sounds like when you're sitting in a throne room talking about it. And it was so much more icky than like...
Yeah, it was so icky.
Because like, it is icky. Like it is like, you know, all right, you know, child that I raised, come kill me and take my position. Like it's a gross thing to have to fucking say to someone.
Yeah.
But like, I sort of imagined it as being somehow more sort of sterile and clean until we actually got in there doing it. And it's like, oh no, this is... Yeah.
No, it was
wonderfully icky. Yeah, it cements like a lot more about what we previously knew about Princess Zuzu. It like puts her in this whole new light where she is so much more likable.
So much more likable, so much more chill compared to her mother. And Taylor, when you came in with that first opening bit after the introduction, holy heck. I mean, I remember looking at the cameras like we are all now and Dick and I just being like, whoa, like what the hell? The Queen is crazy cool.
Yeah, and these were super fun. I think my favorite thing about the short stories was how they fed into each other. And like the balance that would happen, they each had their own cadence. Mm-hmm. So like we had the evacuation, which was kind of hopeful.
Yeah.
But then we had the Queen, which was deeply troubling.
Yeah.
Which fed into the gate, which
well,
was...
the Queen ended with the gates closing and knowing why the gates are closing, right?
Yeah. Exactly. And I mean, the gate was kind of scary and worrisome, sort of like, oh no, what has happened?
Nervous.
What do we do now?
It was just despondent. It was like seeing Z realize what's happened and come to terms with what's happened and feeling that emotional journey inside his head of him, you know, closing those emotional walls off again and becoming the horrible sort of, you know, like monster he was before he first ever had friends almost.
Yeah, wanting to hurt back the world that's hurting you. It's, you know, a thing that, I don't know, I can feel definitely in my life.
Yeah, it's a familiar feeling.
Yeah, definitely. And the balance of these continues. It's like a bit like a roller coaster because it's like you go up a bit with the Queen, you go down with the gate, you come back up in a weird plateau way for the usual because that's the horrible,
that's limbo,
hopeless
you know, that's,
monotony of Trevor digging.
So neutral. Like he has hope.
Digging.
Like the only reason he does anything is because he still has hope.
Yeah. But it's a weird, it's like Schrodinger's hope. It's like, I have the hope, but I have no hope. But I have it, but I don't have any. Everything's terrible, but I have to do this. I have to focus on this thing.
Everything got a little bit better, you know, just like the cat, like hissing and then going to like having a little pat, or just
But
having
how
like
inspired by real life is all of this, where it's just like, hey, everything's a bit shit.
Things get dramatically worse, and then some things get a little bit better, and that's what keeps you on, you know?
Yeah.
And
rent's always too
Rent
high.
is always due, baby.
yeah.
And no matter what, the whole world can be blown to shreds, and then somebody's on the door. Hey, you got the rent?
Oh, yeah. Before you say anything, I've got all of last week, all of this week, paid in full.
Right.
Please and thank you.
Oh, checks out. You've got another week. But don't be dragging it on again next week. My patience has started to wear thin, and that list of potential occupants, well, it's growing every day. Do you see that the other part of downtown got bloody leveled? Them rebels are really ramping it up. You're lucky to be living in a safe part of town.
Lucky me. Oh, well, that's covered then, is it? I guess you're gonna sit around here on the porch today?
Management, my friend. Management.
Well, enjoy yourself. Work hard. Right.
But you might get the attention of a cool animal, and you might get a coffee in the morning, and it makes things a little bit better and a little bit more bearable.
And you go back to your digging.
And you go back to your digging. Yeah, that was brutal, actually. Like,
that was
it's
brutal.
funny that we say at the start that was like a little bit up. But now that we're talking about it, I'm like, man, that was so dark.
Well, it really wasn't. And that's why it was so cool to make these, because for every bit of hope, there was like an equal balancing weight of hopelessness. It was this constant like tension. Each one of these had tension. Yeah. And I mean, like, we allegedly go up for the usual. And then do we go more up? We go pretty up for the dirt.
I feel like, I mean, like, it's sad. It's like Margot is like taking Cleo to her funeral, but I feel it's...
Yeah.
All right. Well, if I ration these stems, I reckon we can make it all the way back to Dias. Heck. All right. Wide awake. I know what you would say, Cleo. Yeah, I'm hitting them a little too hard.
What would I say?
You would say that I'm hitting the stems too hard and that I should get some sleep.
Well, now, Maggot, I think that you know that you have definitely hit the stems a little bit too hard if we're having this conversation right now. Would you say?
Heck, Cleo. You're just as annoying now as when you was alive.
Well, I got all the time in the world now, and I mean, I think you've had enough, Margot. Look at that. Talking to a dead bear? Man, who knows? I'm just back here in a pile.
Yeah. Well, heck. You might just be a voice in my head, Cleo, but at least I got someone to talk to. It's gonna be a few more days before I'm remotely within range to give Bortus and Fron a call, so, what say you, hop up front here with me and keep an eye out for synths?
I thought you'd never ask. Well, I mean, now, this chair ain't really built for me, but it's been a long time since it's been you and me cruising, just like old times.
I think you'll recall rightly, Cleo, that you and me ain't never been a thing, so...
Yeah, you're
right. Start now.
You're right, but I mean...
There's something lingering around the outside of it, you know, like the fact that she's talking to her as though she's still around, and then...
Yeah.
You know, she's hitting the stems a little bit too hard, maybe hallucinating that Cleo is still alive. And
that was fun to record.
Damned if she isn't. Damned if she isn't somehow back from the dead a second time.
So good. That was just a lot of fun to be able to witness, because, you know, that was just me sitting in the call, you know, as we're doing this, watching you two just have this like intent, but like you both knew exactly what you were doing, and you just going through this conversation. It was just like so good to see, so cool.
I mean, but yeah, Margot Cleo is one of those things where like I had assigned a relationship to them before we even did Cleo Day, but I had no idea how the actual like to and fro of that was ever going to pan out. And I feel like Tay just sort of stepped up and ran with it immediately and like made sense of it. Like it's...
Nah, there was something there.
Oh yeah.
There was something there.
There's some sparks and energy
there.
in the air.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying there was something there.
But yeah. And holy heck, that brings us
all the way to now.
And now we're getting ready to start 2024 with season 3. And we've got
season 3.
Got high hopes.
We have recorded the first episode of season 3. Can I say
it's
that?
It's alive.
You can.
Yes, we can.
So
what's
we're,
it about?
Who
knows?
It's on the editing room floor as we speak. And, we're planning out more recording sessions. And
we have so many plans.
Yeah.
We say that every year.
We got to get the band back together.
We got to get the band back together.
Kinda, yeah. We got to have a treat.
We need to set ourselves up for a treat. We need to get the band back together so we can get a treat.
Isn't that what life's all about?
That's what life's about.
Find your friends. Go get a treat.
But to me, like the joy of like really devastating and splitting the party up like that is like that catharsis of when you do get people back together. When Z discovers that Cleo is alive, I'm
gonna be, like, I suppose Z doesn't know yet. I suppose I shouldn't say anything like this, but
I don't know. I don't know.
So but by golly, like, yeah, I'm.
It's gonna be big. It's gonna be profound.
Be big. Season 3, as creators of this thing, it's been so fun to level up and to grow the show. And, when looking at season 1 compared to season 2, like that was a huge step up. I'm really looking forward to see if we can, see what we can learn and see what we can do now with season 3.
It's never done. We have to keep going up. But the thing is 2024, I think 2024 is truly going to be the year of getting the band back together and pulling in the friends.
Yes.
Oh.
In a lot of different ways.
Wink.
Wank, wank.
A wink's as good as a nudge to a blind bat. Say no more.
There you go.
Say no more.
That's all I know.
That almost looks like a wink.
Well,
great job, Dan. Look at you.
Thank you.
You can't see him, but I mean, I know that in your minds,
I know that you've felt that in your heart right now.
You know what's
Perfect
happening.
Wink.
Yeah.
And with that,
I'm trying to do bad winks. Actually, my winks all look okay.
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 Yeah.
But,
look at him. Wow. It's good.
Well, heck, guys. I mean, I feel like we have recapped the entirety of this past year.
We have done it.
We have done it.
Don't forget, if you want to hear any of the extra stuff that we've talked about today, you can check it out on Patreon.
Yes. Check us out for the price of a fancy piece of fruit every month. You can get access to Campaign 1, where we first cut our teeth on podcasting. And you can also get Homebrewed as Hell. And you can also get access to all of our sidearms. There's like 100+ episodes out there.
There really is.
So go and get that if you want more of us in your air holes.
And a lot of them is offcuts. I'm just saying.
They're funny.
I'm just saying.
Oh, those tasty, tasty cuts.
Tasty.
Cool.
So a happy new year to everybody. We hope to see you all back for season 3.
Yeah.
And until then,
bye.
Bye. Bye. Tune in next time for another edge of your seat adventure in space with the Backwater Bastards.
If you enjoy listening, but also have eyes, check out our Instagram, where we post drawings, illustrations, character art from our adventures. Backwater_bastards. Check out our Instagram on Instagram.